Welcome back to Les Schwab Tire Center's Outdoor GPS. It's time for Owin's Field Report, sponsored by Les Schwab Tire Centers.
Welcome back, everyone. Now, you see me twirling around this Mulkey 5.5 size spinner blade. Well, I'm doing that because yesterday I had a chance to actually just go old school. Yeah, the Columbia is back open below Bonneville Dam. At least it's currently slated to go through the 22nd. You all know why I said it that way. Fishing was interesting yesterday. I heard of a few fish caught. I saw a handful of fish get caught, and I got lucky. We'll go ahead and just jump right to it. We're trying to save a little bit of time, so let's not screw around. Let's just show some photos. Wow, I hope that looks better on TV than it does right here. First fish, actually second bite of the day, was a wild. Unfortunately, I was fishing solo. Nice little fish. And again, and this is the second one, which that's why it's in the bottom of the boat, was a hatchery. So I actually got lucky yesterday. I landed two, I lost a third, fishing just a shelf, right? Yesterday, the area that I had intended on going was very, very busy, very, very crowded, and solo, it's not always the easiest thing to slip into an area where you got boats on either side of you. So I just went past that and found a likely area that we've spent a lot of time over the years. But yeah, pretty darn happy to finally get a Columbia River fish. I'm glad that they gave us a little extra time out there, and to do it the old-fashioned way, just sitting on the anchor with the spinner. No flashers, no bait, no nothing. And yeah, relatively very fresh fish. It only been in the water, or in the freshwater that is, for not a lot of...
Mark, let me go ahead and call them for you. I did it. I said, hey, this is Stuart Willis from the Asset Preservation Hour. I'm calling to test the liquidity of gold IRAs for senior citizens and to see if these are a good thing. And they said, the guy said, oh, well, yeah, I watched your show.
There, and it seemed like that was about the same size everybody else seemed to be running across while they were out there. Overall, though, what I would say, conditions are great, but the Columbia is starting to rise, and we'll take a look at that after we show you the fish counts. Over at the falls at Oregon City, everything's been very consistent. Between 300 and 500 a day are going over. That's very much along the black line, the 10-year average. Might even be slightly above that. But the fishing on the Willamette this whole week has been super frustrating and very difficult. I didn't actually get a chance to do any fishing myself on the Willamette, but in the end, the lower in the system you are, head of the channel itself seems to be the more consistent bite, and we're getting into that time of year where it seems to be becoming much more consistent that way, and it's absolutely still Lake Willamette. The Columbia is on a slight rise as we speak, but you can tell numbers have been consistent. 4,500, which was yesterday, which was the lowest number in the last week, and it did peak out at 7,700. It is above the 10-year average, hence the reason why I'm assuming that one of the reasons why we're back out there below Bonneville chasing them. So certainly some fish out there. Conditions are good, but again, slightly on the rise. We'll show you that in a second. Turbidity on the Willamette's nothing to be concerned with. It's borderline clear. And then, of course, when we get to the river levels, you'll see that the forecast is for a slight bounce. Not as much as what they were talking about this past week, but you can see that it is intended or forecasted to go up. On the Willamette, at least the falls is where you're going to see that gauge change. And then on the Columbia at Vancouver, this is very relevant, obviously, right now with a lot of people spending their time in what we would call the dead zone area. Vancouver area is expected to go up a couple of feet there. In between now and where it peaks out, looks like in the 8s by Wednesday or so. It's not enough and fast enough to really change things. So if I was actually fishing, I'm not going to be able to fish at the beginning of next week. That excuse is out the window. But you can really see that they're playing with the water up at Bonneville Dam. So that has a tremendous influence on the main stem Columbia below Bonneville. So conditions overall through this upcoming week should be great. And with it cooling down a little bit, keeping the temperatures down, that's all good stuff. Hopefully we get enough to make some changes. Don't forget, though, if you really want to have some fun, just inundate Jason over at Procure with some emails. Jason at Procure.com. You do need to enter in each week. You'll have a chance to win that prize pack. And then don't forget as well, the folks over at the CCA have an upcoming event. It's the 17th. And for you out there that want to get involved with it, it's the Columbia County's chapter annual banquet is just around the corner, as you can see there. Joe Schwab Memorial Fishing Derby and Dinner. So it looks like you got an opportunity to get into that derby on the 15th through the 17th. That could be interesting. That's plenty of time to make something happen. Get out there and have some fun.